Dreamchild is a 1985 fantasy drama starring Ian Holm and Peter Gallagher.
For God's sake! Shut up!
Dreamchild is about Alice, who was the muse and inspiration for Lewis Carroll's fantasy book Alice in Wonderland.
Come on, Alice in Wonderland. You work with her, don't you?
What's she like, Lucy? And where is she? Down a rabbit hole?
That's very cute.
Through much coercing by a tiresome news reporter played by Peter Gallagher,
John Francis Dolan, New York Herald Tribune.
Alice is invited to a Columbia University reception in honour of Lewis Carroll, where she is there to make a speech.
Can't you just sometimes talk like Alice in the book, you know? Play the part.
However, it soon appears that the 80-year-old Alice is haunted by her childhood memories. Due to conflict with distributors, this film was sadly overlooked at the Oscars, and there wasn't much commercial or theatrical distribution for it.
Have some wine.
The production design in the film is fantastic, not just the set pieces that are replicating the 1930s period, but Jim Henson's puppets.
I don't see any wine.
There isn't any.
The puppets were only really in the film for about 20 or 30% of it. I was really hoping to see a lot more of these puppets in the film because they were the main attraction for me. Jim Henson's puppets always win every time if you compare it to CGI. They've just got a mystique and a magical feel to them. Peter Gallagher is okay as the New York City reporter, but I found a lot of these scenes that played out just went on for way too long. Two seconds. Ian Holm really walked a thin tightrope when he was playing the character of Lewis Carroll in Dreamchild.
Mr. Dodgson said that.
Oh, don't fuss. He was talking about photography, Mother. I'm to pose for my picture.
You weren't really sure if he was being a creep.
I shouldn't worry too much about it, Alice. I like you exactly the way you are.
Do you, Mr. Dodgson?
I'm sure all you cinephiles out there will understand what I mean when I say creep. Or whether he just genuinely loved kids.
I do it again and again. Oh, it's lovely, Mr. Dodgson. Lovely.
Finding a young girl as your muse and inspiration for a book, it could seem a bit weird. But there's been a lot of controversy, albeit discussion online, about Lewis Carroll and whether Lewis Carroll was a creep. There's been worse. I mean, Michael Jackson, he was accused of similar things. But there's been a lot of testimonies online from people like Aaron Carter.
Are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money?
Macaulay Culkin.
My opinion is if he didn't do anything to me, I don't think he would have done anything to anyone else.
Corey Feldman, who say that it's just absurd.
I cannot in good consciousness defend anyone who's being accused of such horrendous crimes. But at the same time, I'm also not here to judge him. Because again, he didn't do those things to me, and that was not my experience.
When it comes to Michael Jackson, I don't think he was being weird. I just thought, he just genuinely loved kids. He had a bit of a messed up childhood growing up.
Not only were we practicing, we were nervous rehearsing, because he sat in the chair and he had this bell in his hand, and if you didn't do it the right way, he would tear you up.
Would he only use a belt? What else would he use to hit you with?
Iron cords, whatever's around. Throw you up against the wall as hard as he could.
But you were only a child.
I know.
You were a baby.
I know.
I would have liked to see a little bit more of a backstory with Ian Holm's character. There wasn't really any of that going on, so I couldn't really understand where they were trying to take it. I wasn't really sure how I was supposed to feel about his character.
How dare you? What a terrible thing to do.
But he was looking at me.
A cat can look at a queen, you know.
Overall, Dreamchild was a decent watch, and had there been more of the puppets in the film, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. I think it could have been a great film, especially if there was more of a backstory with the Lewis Carroll character. So with that, I'm going to give Dreamchild 3.5 stars out of 5. Leave a comment. Let us know if you've seen Dreamchild. And as always, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.